Welcome back. Now to what is trending in true crime this morning. And it's actor Timothy Busfield saying that he will fight the, quote, lies after turning himself in on child sex abuse charges. The 68-year-old was booked in New Mexico on Tuesday on charges involving two boys who were appearing on The Cleaning Lady. It's a TV drama that Busfield was producing. According to the affidavit, both of the boys are 11 years old and related, and described what they said was inappropriate touching of them by Busfield in 2022. A video obtained by TMZ shows that Busfield addresses the allegations against him shortly before turning himself in.
I'm going to confront these lies. They're horrible. They're all lies. And I did not do anything to those little boys. And I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight it with a great team. And I'm going to be exonerated. I know I am, because this is all so wrong and all lies.
The fallout from these allegations is notable. NBC pulls the episode of Law & Order SVU that Busfield appeared in as a guest star. His wife, Melissa Gilbert, deactivated her social media, but then released a statement in support of Busfield. Most shocking allegation against him? What do you think? Let's talk about this. Let's bring in our power panel. Still with me, retired NYPD detective and the host of the Rob O'Donnell Show, Rob O'Donnell, and entertainment reporter and the host of Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered, Kinsey Schofield, back with us. We have missed you, Kinsey. It's been way too long. So welcome back. It's great to see you this morning, and thanks for waking up on the West Coast. All right, so the most shocking part of this, awful allegations, but you see him adamantly saying this didn't happen and I will fight it and be exonerated. So let's just start with the most stunning part. Rob O'Donnell, I want to begin with you as a detective. What is it for you when you heard about these two boys coming forward in these criminal charges?
There's just so many moving parts to a case like this because it is old. It was already internally investigated. There's a lot of there for this case. As far as his statement just now that you just played, the right to remain silent is a very good tool. And I know it's hard for people in Hollywood, but he should have done that. It's not a good look to call children liars when there's accusation against you. Present your case and defend yourself. These cases are always difficult, especially with children victims and children who are going to have to be witnesses here, because if it's proven that there was in fact some kind of assault here, you're re-victimizing these children. So prosecutors are very cautious on how they go about this. There's also the evidence that this mother was told another actress on set that she wanted revenge on him. If they could bring that out in court, this is going to be a difficult case to get through.
All good points, Rob. Thanks. Kinsey, for you, what's the most stunning part of this?
Well, Busfield allegedly told the children to call him Uncle Tim, and the criminal complaint said he would tickle them on the stomach and legs despite them not liking the tickling. The arrest warrant claims that Busfield and Gilbert, his wife, had a relationship with the alleged victims and their families outside of work. According to the warrant, they advised that they bought the two children Christmas gifts and were together at several social functions. And the investigation was opened in November 2024 when staff at the University of New Mexico Hospital called police and reported children potentially being groomed on a studio set. So to me, it does feel like the right steps were taken. And, it's hard to believe that potentially this is just a quick cash grab when it seems like the family went out of their way to talk to doctors and the appropriate people.
Yes, good points from you, Kinsey. I want to expound on one of the points you made in that affidavit about how it says that Timothy Busfield and his wife, Melissa Gilbert, would try to foster closeness, and I'm paraphrasing here, by her buying Christmas gifts for the children, them inviting the boys' families for gatherings to get together with them offset. Rob, what do you think when you hear about that? To foster closeness, gatherings outside of work, okay or not okay?
It's a difficult fine line because in a defense case here, I think that they can bring in and saying by creating that closeness, by creating that familiarity with the two families, it's easier to work with these children actors who are historically, hesitant to on sets with strangers. So, and then they could bring on his wife, Melissa Gilbert, who was herself a child actor, to say, yeah, my closeness with Michael Landon, my closeness with my co-hosts on there, fostered a better environment on set while I was working. So, I think it's easily talked through with that, where most people would think a business relationship like that for any other type of work would be strange, your boss or someone involved with someone at work being that friendly with you. But I think when this gets to a trial, they can create to a jury, that this was beneficial to the children to have that closeness and the environment in acting. So we're going to have to, again, these cases with children like this, which should be investigated to the fullest extent, and I'm glad this is happening. It's not going to be an easy case to prosecute.
Right, Rob. Let's take a look at Busfield's accomplishments in Hollywood. We know he's been there a long time. He's had a great career, multiple credits, both as an actor and a director. Some of the credits include Revenge of the Nerds, 30-something, Field of Dreams, The West Wing. He directed 150 television episodes. And so, of course, this raises the question, what's Hollywood going to do? Are they going to stand by him? Are they going to abandon him? What should Hollywood do? Should they stand by him? I want to go to you, Kinsey. Being in Hollywood, speaking so often about cases that involve celebrities, your thoughts on the temperature out there, the reaction that we saw yesterday when this really kind of came to a head, with him turning himself in, and what you think we're going to see going forward?
Well, according to the affidavit we've been talking about, Warner Brothers Television hindered the investigation by requiring that interviews with other minors from the set be coordinated through studio counsel. And they withheld the results of its own internal inquiry until 3 months after police obtained a warrant. But to be honest with you, I'm not seeing a lot of people automatically assuming guilt in this case. The digital response currently suggests that long-term visibility, in his case, being an actor for such a significantly long amount of time, can buy you, in the court of public opinion, not absolution, but a willingness to wait when the figure in question feels familiar, it seems. There is a unique sense that someone they grew up watching deserves the patience of due process before judgment, which I think is so rare in this case.
That's an excellent point to end the segment on, Kinsey. Thank you for that. He is certainly deserving of due process. Everyone is accused of crimes, and I think sometimes the court of public opinion gets really, really out of control, and sometimes, we can find assistance in solving cases, and sometimes it can be detrimental, and we've seen interference in cases. And so I think this remains to be seen, how it's run, how the judge runs it, but something certainly to watch for, the temperature of the public outcry, and whether we'll see any more statements. Maybe, like you said, Rob, typically it's best to stay silent. Maybe we'll see something from his lawyers, and of course we'll report who they are once he assembles the team. Gotta leave it there. Kinsey Schofield, Rob O'Donnell, thank you so much for the great insight.